everything I use for my lockouts. Might be a little dark, it's 5:43 in the morning, but these are all the small tools. My air jack, the super air jack, this is the one I use the most often, the super air jack. These are wedges, these things are great. I like having one of those. This is a light that you put on the windshield, so if you're doing a lockout at night or on a car with really dark tint, it illuminates the inside of the car. Comes in handy for sure. This thing I use just to not scratch the paint. This is another paint protector. I don't like this stack paint protector. It breaks right here where it bends. I don't know why they made this out of this material. I've had like 2 of these because it comes with a kit, and they just break. I don't like them. This is a pry tool I use to pry it open. If I can't get this in there, I pry it open just to slip this in. An extra airbag. This is called a glassman tool or glassman tool. You just put it in frameless windows. If they don't have a frame, it's just the glass. You got to be really careful. This is supposed to make it easier. You just put it in between the glass and the car, and then slip your long reach tool in through there. I don't use it too often. I feel like using a bag like this that's taller is a little bit safer. You just have to pump it as little as possible so you don't shatter that window. In here I got a couple other little pry tools, and that's it. And then these are all my long reach tools. I'm not going to pull them all the way out, but there's this guy, and this guy. They're all about the same. They're just different lengths. I'm not a fan of this bag either because it's kind of hard to get these things out. I actually had this bag in my garage for several years. There we go. But they have little rubber tips so that you don't scratch up people's cars. And I bought this one off of a guy. This blue one I bought off of a guy on Facebook. He was selling the long reach and one of these wedges for 10 bucks. I didn't need one, but I'm like, for 10 bucks, I'm not going to say no. And he didn't know this, and most people don't, but they come with extra tips because these tips get worn out and they start to break. And you can just pull it off and put a new tip on there, which is pretty important because you don't want to scratch up people's cars. If you're like reaching for the button to unlock it, or you're reaching for the door handle or whatever, you don't want to scratch up the inside of their car. But yeah, these are all my lockout tools. If I were to only be able to carry 3 things, I would carry a long reach, this wedge, and this jack. So this big easy wedge, this super air jack, and any long reach. Oh, and I have this guy too. This is to grab. They call it a button master, I believe, button grabber. You just, for the cars that have a lock like this, you open it, you put it around the lock, and you pull this, and then you pull the lock up. That comes in pretty handy. Sometimes you can use it to grab keys. You can get creative with that. But yeah, one long reach, this wedge, and the super air jack. If you're starting out, that's all you need. You can open 99% of vehicles with that. You don't need all this other crap. This thing you definitely don't need. I just bought it. The light, you can use a flashlight. You can get creative, and you don't need something to not scratch the car. You can use a milk carton, as some people say, or whatever you want. You can get creative. But the super air jack, this big easy wedge, and one long reach is all you need really to do lockouts. All right, I gotta get to the gym in 10 minutes.